Hello Internet, it is Wednesday, May 13th. I'm wearing a fedora, so you know it's a good day. The question that I am answering today is, what are my favorite binge-watching TV shows? So again, no particular order. Well, some particular order, because the first one here is my #1 all-time favorite, and it's Arrested Development. I mentioned that a couple videos ago. Absolutely love that show. It is the perfect TV show in my mind. I could watch it over and over, and I have, and it never stops being funny. Also, probably the show that I reference the most. I use a lot of quotes from that show. I just love that show. Next on my list, Gilmore Girls. Talked about that as well. It's my guilty pleasure TV show, and it's one I can watch with Sherry, which is great. So we've watched that. I think there's 7 seasons. We've watched all of them at least 3 times, just straight through. Next on my list, How I Met Your Mother. Really love that show. That's a show that we would watch every week when it was on the air, and we've gone back a couple times and watched, just binge watched the whole seasons. Really loved it. I didn't hate the finale. I didn't love the finale. I know some people were just absolutely ticked off about it. Sherry really hated it. I didn't think it was horrible. Maybe because there have been so few show finales that I've really loved. Maybe I went into it with kind of low expectations. Next, Cheers. Cheers is probably like my original TV show love. It's one of the few shows I remember as a kid really watching. It's the first finale that I remember getting really excited about. I remember my dad and I recording on a VHS off a TV, recording the finale. Wasn't that illegal? Like, it seems like I remember that you weren't allowed to do that. Anyway, we did that, and I would watch that all the time. The way that show ended, with them gathered around, smoking cigars in the bar, it was the perfect ending. I love Cheers. We just went back through, I think, last year and watched all 11 seasons, and it is great. Question for you Cheers fans, though. Are you Diane or Rebecca? Because normally there's people who, like, if you're a Cheers fan, there's one that you prefer. Sherry prefers Diane, and I think I do too. I like the interaction with her and Sam a little bit more. I do love Rebecca's character. I didn't think that she was a letdown at all. So Cheers. Cheers would be the next one on my list. Probably the final one would be The Office. I love The Office. I've only seen a couple of the BBC episodes, but the American version with Steve Carell is hilarious. Dwight and Jim, their interaction it's perfect. That is one of my favorite TV shows of the last few years, for maybe more than that now. I'm getting old. Yeah, and one thing I love about The Office is that it always leaves me satisfied and smiling.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. It's an Office reference. And I just want you to think about that, because what just happened means that my wife and I had a conversation where I forced her to choreograph that whole interaction. For the dozen people who will watch this, that's pretty sad. So that's my list. The Office, How I Met Your Mother, Gilmore Girls, Arrested Development, and Cheers. Those would be my 5. I don't think there's anything else that I'm leaving off. There's other shows that I like, but those are the ones that I really binge watch. Now, there are a couple shows that I've never gotten into that I feel like could be on that list if I give them a chance. And these are probably on most of your list. Seinfeld. I've probably only seen 15 or 20 full episodes. Like, I've caught a ton of like little bits of them, and I know a lot of the references, but I've never watched the whole show. That's a show I'd like to give a chance, because what I've seen's hilarious. I never got into it. Friends, again, seen episodes. There's no way to avoid them if you grew up, but it's one of Sherry's favorite shows all time, and it's one that she loves to binge watch. I'd like to get into that show. Lost, I don't think I've ever seen. No, I might have seen 1 or 2 episodes, but that's about it. And I might like to get into that show and check it out. It seems kind of cool. So that's it. That's my binge watching TV shows. What about you guys? Are there any shows that you love? Are there shows that if you have a free weekend, it's like, nope, I'm sitting down and watching? Like, what is it? What are your go-to TV shows? And Matt, tell me what yours are. I want to know what your binge-watching TV shows are. Because honestly, when I think of you binge-watching TV shows, I have no idea.